Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy today's episode.
Death Forest. Wow. The vines of countless living trees waved around Yi Bei's body. After having been busy for 7 consecutive days and taking control of the world, Yi Bei had a chance to return to the Death Forest and carry out genetic evolution. System, how long does this evolution take? While directing the living tree to form a cocoon to wrap his body, Yi Bei asked curiously. It is impossible to be sure, but because the host has already controlled the entire Earth. During this period, a large number of organisms have been swallowed. The host can perform 2 genetic evolutions at the same time this time. Python. The system sound is calm. So good. Yi Bei's eyes lit up. In the past few days to control the world and go to war with humans, Yi Bei has indeed swallowed a lot of creatures, but the system did not remind him during this period. Saying this now gave him a big surprise. This is the number of points the host should get. Well, the system, let's start the evolution now. Yi Bei wasn't wordy at all. The solution on the Earth side has almost been completed, and the next word, but to the universe. In the 51st area, Yi Bei felt the vastness of the female snake's mental power, and now he can't forget. To evolve and become stronger, this is his main goal. It is good. The system sound falls. Wow. The countless tree and vines around formed a huge round sphere, enclosing Yi Bei in it. When evolution starts, Yi Bei felt an unprecedented warm current spreading crazily in his body from the center of his eyebrows. This warm current carried endless and majestic power, forming golden lines. After spreading, every cell was cheers jumped up. At this time, Yi Bei's body could no longer move. But the consciousness is extremely clear. Click, click. The cells are beginning to rupture again, but there is no pain, but an indescribable pleasure. It's so cool. Hey, it's molting again. Time is spreading madly. On the first day of evolution, Yi Bei had shed 20 layers of skin, and the number of times the cells in the body exploded is 1,000 times. Although his body could not move, Yi Bei could clearly feel that after this evolution, his strength more than doubled in only one day. The second day of evolution, the number of molting reached 40 layers. During this period of time, Yi Bei has devoured too many preys. Those preys turned into energy and were all accumulated, all of which exploded during this evolution. The power in this is almost endless. Although Yi Bei didn't understand why he could store so much energy. However, the pleasure of this evolution is enough for him to dissipate all doubts. 10th day. The spine behind Yi Bei's body began to grow, full of metallic luster. The cells in it have unprecedented resilience. Even Yi Bei felt that now his spine could even cut a crack in the diamond. The 20th day. Yi Bei's body shape began to change. The body becomes longer and thicker, but the whole is full of artistic perfection, the original silver-white body. The color is beginning to become dim, as if a new change in color is about to take place. 30th day, 40th day, Yi Bei's evolution continues. However, on the Earth at this time, another thing happened. China, Donghai City. In the Yip Group building. Since the emergence of the snake civilization, this building has been completely occupied by the mutant monkeys brought by Caesar, and a brand new research institute has been established in this place to capture strange signals from the universe or the Earth. And on this day, the building, the core department, is extremely busy. Guys, what is going on? Are you sure that the source of the signal is the death triangle? Caesar looked fierce. Put your hands behind your back, whistling with the wind when you walk, constantly sweeping your eyes over the mutant monkeys and humans who are beating on the calculator, and spit out very fluent English. Yes, Your Excellency Caesar. The signal does come from the death triangle. For that area, in our human civilization, it was a forbidden area. As long as any ship appears there, it will completely disappear. The signal captured this time is also very strange. Someone said with a trembling voice. How long will it take to decipher the content of that signal? After Caesar heard the death triangle, his eyes lit up, but he didn't dare to leave his post without Yi Bei's coldness. After thinking for a few seconds, he could only grit his teeth and asked in a cold voice. We can crack it in 10 minutes at most. The man continued. But as soon as the sound fell, a mutant monkey jumped up from the seat. King Caesar. I have cracked it. I have already cracked it. This message seems to be from the civilization of the beast god. But the content inside is very strange. I think it must be told to the king. After the mutant monkey jumped up, his eyes widened, with a lot of fear in his eyes. And those human technicians, after hearing this, their faces were full of loss. In the recent short period of time, as they worked with the mutant monkeys for longer, they became more aware of their waste. This group of mutant monkeys, whether in terms of technology or intelligence, are far beyond human beings. Of course, this situation has also made these humans work harder unconsciously. But they, humans, have not yet understood a truth. The harder they work, the more desperate they will eventually become. Let me see. Caesar bared his teeth immediately when he heard the voice of the mutant monkey and walked over quickly. Wow. The next moment, he grabbed the earphones from the monkey and put them on his head skillfully. The mutant monkey didn't dare to delay any time and quickly clicked the play button. After the information was cracked, the voice was played out at this moment, and Caesar could fully understand it. Okay. When I first started listening, the expression on Caesar's face did not change. However, after a few seconds passed, his eyes slowly opened. 10 seconds later, Caesar looked surprised. 20 seconds. When all the cracked messages were heard, Caesar took off the earphones and said in a cold tone, "The information here can never be told to any creature without my permission. Remember, it is any creature. In addition, regarding the deciphering of this information, stop immediately and wait until I report to Wang." Wow. Leaving this sentence aside, Caesar left here as quickly as possible. No doubt. Terrible things happened on the Death Triangle. And at this moment in the Death Forest, Yi Bei's genetic evolution is at a very critical moment. Donghe City. The city center is unknown. Since controlling this place, the snake civilization has built a very huge square in this location, which is used for holding high-level meetings on weekdays. When Caesar left the research room, he immediately notified Wang Wan, Golden Lion, Blood Moon, and Guyu. Golden Lion, Guyu, we just received the news of the Death Triangle over there. This is the entry into the era of human civilization. Recently, we have taken control of the world, and we have not had time to explore. Seeing everyone here, Caesar got straight to the point. After the Golden Lion listened, the hair on his body stood up. During this time, he was not really cruel everywhere to devour prey. After Yi Bei disappeared, he had been madly absorbing the information left by human civilization and supplement the technology of the animal civilization. He also has a certain understanding of the Death Triangle. Can you send information over there? What do you mean? The technical monkeys on our side have captured the band from the Triangle of Death through some special methods, and we have repeatedly confirmed that there will be absolutely no mistakes. Caesar continued. The Death Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle or Death Hell, has another name, the Bermuda Triangle. In this place, I don't know how many supernatural events have occurred, let alone how many people are missing. Caesar, it's hard if that information is not possible. It is left by the alien civilization. Tony was also in this place, and he was full of excitement when he said this. If you can crack the Death Triangle, it is definitely something to be excited about. It's not. I'll tell you the content of the message directly. Caesar shook his head, with a bit of fear in his eyes, and then slowly continued. The message from the Death Triangle. Very simple. The message is straightforward. The entire Triangle of Death is a wormhole linking the other side. Creatures on the Earth can rush in, but in the same way, the strong life in the universe will come back. It was the beast god civilization that returned this message. What? Hearing this, Tony jumped up first. Wormhole. It would be crazy to be any scientist. This is a legendary existence that has been dreamed of by humans, but has never been realized. The result is now that the entire Triangle of Death is? You mean, this message was sent by the beast civilization? They are about to return to Earth. Roar. The Golden Lion roared. He is not very interested in what kind of wormholes, but he is very concerned about the civilization of the beast gods. The creatures on the Earth, he is swallowed tired. If he can change his taste, that would be great. Is the beast god civilization very strong? Wang Wen spit out the letter. His eyes were cold. He was more curious about the civilization that has been in the legend. I don't know if it is strong, but everyone, I have to tell you one thing. The technology of the civilization of the beast gods absolutely surpasses the civilization of humans for thousands of years. They used to belong to the most cutting-edge civilization on Earth. 10,000 years have passed, but it's still alive. It's impossible for us to imagine how far civilization has developed. If it's really them, it would be terrible. They came across countless galaxies and returned strongly. We worked hard. Everything built will be completely destroyed. When Caesar said this, his expression was extremely serious. After listening to those high-level people around, their pupils shrank slightly. With their wisdom, they can naturally easily judge what this means. Have they had a specific time? Guyu spoke. Information is just a fragment. There is no specific time. Since we took control of the world, the king has disappeared. However, according to the previous experience, every time the king disappears, when he comes out, he will become stronger. The most fearful thing now is that those guys will, before the king returns, come to our Earth. It's rare for the golden lion to analyze it carefully, not like before, and it's just like swallowing everything. Recently, the 51st District of the United States has provided us with a lot of technology, deadlight weapons, sonic weapons, and anti-gravity technology, which have been fully developed. Moreover, we have also modified sonic weapons. Control a large number of dolphins through evolution potions, allowing them to attack through their own bodies. The deciphering of the civilization of the beast gods has also reached 50%. I have to admit that the civilization of the beast gods is very powerful. The technology downloaded is enough for us to digest. However, in the process of cracking, we also encountered a lot of trouble. Although those technologies have been guiding us forward, they have also restricted our development. Tony frowned and said all the things he had done recently and the troubles he was experiencing. No doubt. The problem that Tony is encountering now is technical lockup. Once the animal civilization left the Earth, it was envisaged that a new civilization would be born, deliberately leaving wrong information, wrong technology, allowing the new civilization to study, and then heading on the wrong path. However, for the new civilization, in order to develop, there is no choice but to follow this road until it is dark, and then look for opportunities to get rid of restrictions. Caesar, this is not what we are going to discuss now. Guys, the death triangle is very weird. I think I should go over and take a look. If we can capture other signal fragments, maybe we can know more. I have no problem with that. Bloody Moon's voice was silent. Now he, with his wings spread, can reach more than 200 meters in length, covering the sky and obscuring the sun. If he evolves, he might become the Kuanpung in the ancient mythology. No matter how hanging the death triangle is, he can fly a circle with confidence. There are still. Yes. The golden lion nodded solemnly. Evolution potions have been mass-produced a long time ago. Now, the number of mutant birds of our snake civilization is at least 5 million. Sending a batch of them is not a big problem. Guyu glanced at the moon and inadvertently proposed. Own opinion. Well, I agree. Wang Wen uttered a letter. Caesar, if there is any situation, you must tell us as soon as possible. Chunhua, joyous and happy, said together. And when the plan was discussed here, another change was taking place at the moment on the death triangle. The azure sea water instantly turned black. It becomes like a black hole that can swallow everything. Wow. When this kind of change occurred, the sea water churned, and waves of hundreds of meters high appeared abnormally, and the entire sea area seemed to have reached the end. The other side. ZZZ. In the death forest, Yi Bei's body was still in a state of immobile. But as the body continues to evolve, the speed of peeling on the surface of the body is getting faster and faster, and the cocoon is constantly making noises. 50 days have passed since Yi Bei came here. In these 50 days, Yi Bei could clearly feel that his body had undergone several complete transformations, and his mental power had increased countless times. But to what extent it has evolved now? If there is no systematic data, he did not have a judgment. Time is still passing. 60th day. The number of times Yi Bei shed his skin has reached tens of thousands. Fortunately, after these snake skins were shed, they were immediately transported by the living big tree vines in the dead forest, and there was no blockage in the cocoons. 70th day, 80th day. In the later stages of evolution, the strength will be strengthened every day. But for Yi Bei, this feeling is simply unprecedented and refreshing. And as time goes by, Yi Bei feels more and more that he is about to evolve, and he can rush out of the Death Forest at any time to bring the snake civilization to those guys. It was a huge shock. Because of the strengthening of spiritual power, even if Yi Bei is in the Dead Forest, he can observe the world through the field of spiritual power. On this day, Yi Bei, as usual, was ready to scan the world. But when the mental power domain had just spread out, his pupils shrank. This is the Bermuda Triangle. When the Sahara and the East China Sea God Tree covered the world before, this and the Amazon Virgin Forest were both areas that could not be covered, and one of the places where even the roots could not spread into. There was such a sound in the mouth. Yi Bei's eyes grew wider. After controlling the world, he can vaguely see the situation here, but it is not clear in other regions. But even so, the situation displayed on the Bermuda Triangle also shocked Yi Bei. Wow. The first is the azure blue water, constantly surging violently, setting off waves of hundreds of meters. The color of sea water sometimes turns blue and sometimes black, which is very strange. When the mental power domain was scanned here, Yi Bei could feel a strange message himself. Whoosh whoosh. When the waves continue to rise, a vortex is constantly expanding at the center of the Bermuda Triangle, 10 meters, 20 meters, 100 meters. The vortex is like an endless black hole that is terrifying. System, what's going on? Looking at this scene in a daze, Yi Bei couldn't help it and immediately asked the system. If he didn't evolve here, his body couldn't move. He definitely had to rush to see the situation in the first place. The system is undergoing a comprehensive intelligent upgrade. The host problem cannot be answered. The upgrade progress is 18%. While Yi Bei was waiting for the system to answer, such a paragraph of text popped up in his mind. The system has started to upgrade again? Why didn't there be any tips before? Yi Bei almost cursed people. But then, he calmed down quickly again. The system upgrade is a good thing, which means that there will be more places where it can help in the future. Unable to get the answer from the system side, Yi Bei had to continue to cover the area of mental power over the Death Triangle to observe the situation here. Still tossing, azure blue and jet black alternately changing. The surrounding waves reached more than 200 meters high. But in the central area, the whirlpool has expanded to more than 300 meters, and even Yi Bei's spiritual power domain can't get a glimpse of any details in the whirlpool. 1 day. 2 days. Okay. On the second day, when Yi Bei observed the abnormal changes happening here, suddenly, Yi Bei's eyes stared. In the field of mental power, he suddenly saw 12 blood-red blood eagles flying towards the Bermuda Triangle. They also found out. Yi Bei whispered in his heart. During this period of time, although he has been scanning the world with the field of mental power, but he mainly looked at it from a macro perspective, for example, to see how these mutant beasts built brand new living places, such as whether the major races, what's the contradiction. As for some details, Yi Bei did not pay much attention. After seeing the appearance of the blood eagle, Yi Bei knew immediately that the changes here must have attracted the attention of Blood Moon and the others. At this moment, the edge of the Death Triangle. Whoosh whoosh. The 12 blood eagles that had used the evolution potion continued to make swish sounds in the air. Do you feel that the atmosphere here is very wrong? There is a very threatening illusion? A blood eagle suddenly spoke with a sharp voice. Yeah, I feel it too. However, the Blood Moon King asked us to come over. This mission must be completed, and satellite monitors are installed on our bodies. The flight situation this time can be fully recorded and pass it back. There will be nothing wrong. There was a blood eagle waving its wings, and its body continued to fly forward. In the recent period, with the surrender of mankind, our Blood Eagle clan has developed very fast. At present, the total number exceeds 100,000. Today is an opportunity. If you complete the task well and go back, your status will improve. Everyone should do well. Be sure, even if it is truly life-threatening, it is worth it. The 12 blood eagles said while advancing fast. But just as they were about to reach the Death Triangle, a cold voice suddenly rang in their minds. The situation here doesn't require you to intervene. Go back and tell Blood Moon to prepare them for battle. The voice is hoarse, cold, without any emotion. And it appeared directly in the minds of these 12 blood eagles. The voice appeared. The body of the 12 blood eagles halted suddenly. This is... The king seems to be our king. The king is talking to us. These blood eagles reacted very fast. However, just as they were about to return, Yibei's eyes suddenly stared in the death forest, because in the death triangle, under the spiritual power domain, Yibei clearly saw that something with extremely metallic luster was being slowly appeared from the whirlpool. Even if separated by a space, Yibei could feel a great threat. Shoo shoo. As predicted, the 12 blood eagles have no chance to retreat. At the next moment, Yibei saw 12 silver-white rays of light bursting out of the metal vortex, making a sizzling sound. After these rays hit the blood eagle, they destroyed their bodies almost instantly. Turned into powder, these blood eagles died without knowing what was going on. What are these things? Yibei kept gathering his spiritual power and looked towards the whirlpool. China, Donghai City. Yip Group Building. Your Excellency Caesar, something has happened. We have completely lost contact with the Blood Eagles. When they just flew into the edge of the Triangle of Death, the signal was cut off. If it is correct, they are very likely to have an accident. A mutant monkey tapped the keyboard. His voice was full of tension. Impossible. All of my subordinates have evolved. When flying at full speed, they can even exceed the speed of sound. Even if there is a real danger there, they can return as soon as possible. I think it is your communication. Is there something wrong with the equipment? The Blood Moon was immediately denied. Although after this period of development, the number of blood eagles has increased. But to him, every blood eagle is very important, and he doesn't want to see anything wrong with anyone. I'm just speculating. The specific situation needs to be analyzed again. The best way now is to mobilize high-power satellites to conduct comprehensive monitoring over there to see what is going on. The mutant monkey continued. Then mobilize the satellite. You should do this at the beginning. Caesar grinned, with a fierce look. Yes, it's Lord Caesar. Yes. In the department, mutant monkeys and some humans became busy again. On the other side, above the death triangle. Wow. The sound of the sea surging louder and louder. The rising waves reached more than 1,000 meters, madly scattered in all directions, and the turbulent waves were rushing towards the United States at an incredible speed. The core position of the death triangle. The vortex, which is like a black hole, has reached a diameter of more than 500 meters. A giant battleship exuding metallic luster slowly emerged from the inside. The sky was pitch black, like the end of the day. After the giant metal battleship appeared, the surrounding sea water turned from black to white. Yes, pure white water. It looks very strange. Booming. The entire sea area was rumbling and shaking. Could it be that the beast civilization is back? In the death forest, Yibei observed all this through the realm of mental power, and his heartbeat continued to increase. And this time, in my mind, the system is still being upgraded, and the number indicated above has only reached 20%. Damn it, it's trouble this time. The beast god civilization came back too soon. Yibei drank from his mouth, and the next moment, he quickly passed through the spiritual power domain and swept towards the East China Sea, preparing to find them from the Golden Lion. Bermuda Triangle. Giant battleship. Wow. As the battleship continues to rise, among the battleship, a group of huge monsters are communicating quickly. There is a hall inside, and every giant creature is extremely excited. The appearance of these monsters is very similar to what Yibei once saw on the Lost Island. The only difference is, at this moment, they seem to be more explosive and full of muscle texture. And the head has become bigger. Obviously, they are still evolving during these tens of thousands of years. Great. I have smelled the breath of sea water and the endless life force. How many years have it been? At least more than 50,000 years, right? Our ancestors once created civilization here, but because of threats, give up here. Today we are back again. If they knew, they would be very excited. A beast with a body more than 20 meters opened his mouth excitedly, and his deep eyes looked terrifying. Your Excellency Jackie, in fact, The most important thing is resources. We have already explored just now. More than half of the entire Earth is water. These are the key energy sources that can promote the continued development of our civilization. This time, we will defeat the enemy. The confidence lies. There were other beast gods nearby. When he mentioned the source of water, he was full of excitement, like an endless treasure. I heard that after our ancestors left, a new civilization appeared on the Earth, called human civilization. But fortunately, our ancestors had the foresight. From the beginning, they left some information and carried out a technological lockup. Let them use only low-quality energy such as oil, coal, and nuclear energy. I am afraid that they would not even dream of it. The water source that can survive on weekdays and can allow carbon-based life to survive is the best energy. See so many sea water. I feel so good. Let Aolong cheer to your heart's content. Some beast gods have a hoarse voice, and when they speak, their tone is full of mockery. Water is composed of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen can explode and burn, and oxygen can support combustion. When mutually combusted, it can become a water source again. It will be reused endlessly, and only a few will pass. Poor human civilization, technology after being locked up, they have never dared to treat water as the purest energy. When the technology of our civilization is fully revealed, they will be completely shocked. In the hall, there were all cheers. Ta ta ta. However, just when these beast gods were extremely excited, there was a rushing sound outside. Creak. The hall door was pushed open. Another beast rushed in, his voice a little bit hurried. Your Excellencies, the Aolong has successfully absorbed 10 million cubic meters of seawater and successfully transformed a large number of spirit orbs. However, we scanned with holographic light just now and found that within about 60 days, human civilization has undergone tremendous changes. Now the Earth is ruled by a group of brand new species claiming to be the snake civilization. Oh, there is such a thing? It seems that we came back very coincidentally. If we are right, human civilization should still be there. If we help human civilization eliminate this snake civilization at this time, we will get a large amount of free labor and even allow them be our servant obediently and work for us. Good way then do this. Okay, in the hall, the senior leaders of the beast civilization heard it, and after a little amazement, they all became excited and quickly analyzed the useful plans for them. And in a huge office at the top of this battleship, a body is only more than 10 meters tall. Looks very young. A monster with a lion head and a snake body occupies a metal chair. In front of him, there are several monitors. The water source has been recharged, and the energy-saving spirit orbs are full. Aolong will witness the glory of our beast civilization again. The voice was cold and full of momentum. Snapped. When speaking, he stretched out his hand and snapped on a console in front. Booming. In the next second, the Aolong battleship, hidden deep in the vortex of the Death Triangle, was added to its maximum horsepower and rushed towards the top frantically. We are finally back. Rumble. After the Aolong increased its horsepower, the huge wave set off around the Triangle of Death had reached more than 2,000 meters. This level of waves is comparable to a super tsunami. The entire American continent has a feeling of being completely destroyed at this moment. For this day, I was frozen for 50,000 years. Today, the Aolong is the pioneer of returning to the Earth, and I, as the leader of this battleship, as the leader of this pioneer, will surely witness the whole glory today. In the office, the young beast spoke slowly. ZZ. And beside him, there is a transparent glass device that is more than 20 meters long and is constantly braving. If there are humans here, it will definitely be amazed. This device is clearly a freezer. Can pause time. Frozen life, decades, hundreds, or even thousands of years later, can be resurrected again. The United States, the 51st District. When the battleship Aolong of the Beast Civilization appeared from the Death Triangle, the situation was immediately discovered here. Chairman Murphy's, our previous judgment has become a reality, and it is true. The Death Triangle is an endless wormhole. Those monsters have come out. We have just detected that a super huge battleship has appeared over there. Someone said, their voice trembling, full of fear. How big is the battleship? Are there any specific numbers? Your Excellency, this warship has a diameter of at least 20,000 meters and is in the shape of a starfish. The whole body is covered with weapon holes and can launch attacks in all directions without dead ends. The whole body is black and the metal used in the body is unknown. I haven't found it on Earth. Besides that, when this battleship appeared, it frantically absorbed a large amount of the water essence from the Death Triangle, turning the blue water into white. The man continued to report, his eyes widened and full of fear. Essence of sea water? Lord District Chief, can the animal civilization regard water as pure energy and use it? Neo exclaimed. But as soon as he finished talking about this question, Morpheus glared at him. Water itself is a kind of high-quality energy, but for our mechanical civilization, water does not have much benefit. What do we do next? Let the snake come out and fight the monsters. Trinina's eyes shined. No, this is the 51st district. During this period, we have used the power of the spirit orb to repair all the vulnerabilities here. As long as we don't disclose the location, at least for a short time, the animal civilization will not be able to find us exist. Wait and see first. Let them kill each other. Morpheus didn't hesitate. But District Chief Murphy's, when the animal civilization appeared, a super big wave was set off above the Death Triangle. Now the wave is pouring into the United States. Once it enters the city, it is very destructive. The US is just a group of humans that we have used. What does their life and death matter to us? Yes, I know. After this dialogue was over, the 51st District once again accelerated the research on various powerful weapons. And on the other side, the United States, Washington, the White House. President Golden Retriever, with a group of high-ranking officials, is facing various instruments that constantly send out alarms. Such a big thing happened in the Death Triangle. They naturally knew right away. Your Excellency, that thing is too big, and it appeared from the bottom of the sea. There is only one explanation right now. This time it is a real alien civilization. Maybe this is an alien civilization along with the snake civilization. A technician's eyes widened and bloodshot. He said anxiously when he banged on the computer. Does the snake civilization know about this? President Golden Retriever frowned. I must know that their technology is much stronger than our humans, but they have no reaction now. The technician continued. Damn, compared with that giant battleship, the super huge waves now appearing are the most terrifying, thousands of meters high. This is the rhythm to flatten our entire country. President Golden Retriever gritted his teeth. I hope the snake civilization can take action soon. After all, during this time, they have built a lot of bases in our country, and even a large number of mutant beasts live here. I don't think they will watch this happen. It's a disaster, a senior official said. When the tension on the U.S. White House was extremely tense, the senior officials of China and Donghai City gathered again. It has been confirmed that a super warship appeared from the Death Triangle, with a diameter of more than 20,000 meters, which is of absolute cosmic level. But now we don't know anything about the weapons on it. But according to normal logic, there will definitely be destructive weapons on this battleship, even weapons that can explode the planet in one blow. Caesar was constantly sweating, and there was a trace of fear in his eyes. We also have battleships. We must not watch that guy drive out. I suggest sending our aircraft carrier over immediately to surround the thing. The Golden Lion roared. Yes, I also agree that passive beating is not the style of our snake civilization. Wang Wen uttered a letter. When he said this, the thought in this guy's heart was, what kind of creatures in the giant battleship, what kind of taste it swallowed? According to the information that came back, the emergence of the Beast God Civilization warship caused a huge tsunami on the side of the Death Triangle, and there are more than 2,000 meters of waves hitting the United States. We still have a large number of mutant beasts over there. Once the tsunami rushed inland, the consequences would be disastrous. The most important thing now is to resolve this matter. Guyu spoke. Through the satellite, when she saw the huge waves over there, she still had lingering fears. If the king is there, that's fine. The huge waves, we currently have no better way. But sending a battleship to encircle the beast civilization is a good choice. Well, regardless of the US side, tell them to let all the mutant beasts evacuate from the danger zone. With their wisdom and strength, if they are killed by this kind of waves, it won't help much. Soon, Wang Wan, Golden Lion, Caesar, Blood Moon, and Guyu all discussed plans. It took a full hour from the vortex of the Death Triangle to the time when the battleship of the entire beast civilization rushed out. And in the dead forest, Yi Bei's evolution has finally come to an end. The extremely majestic energy actually began to form a ray of lightning around his body, which looked super sensational. The intelligent upgrade of the system has reached 58%, 58%, 59%. The system's intelligent upgrade data jumps faster. Death forest in giant tree cocoons. The light is dark here, but it won't affect Yi Bei's sight at all. Under the spiritual power realm, Yi Bei can cover the entire earth. The evolution rate of the body has dropped a lot, and the number of molting now is almost once every 10 minutes. If it is correct, the genetic evolution is almost over, and what is going on now is the upgrading of the system. While paying attention to the situation of death hitting the triangle, Yi Bei muttered to himself. Okay. Just in Yi Bei's attention. Less than 3 minutes passed, Yi Bei's eyes stared again. Because the warship rising from the Death Triangle was rising at an incredible speed, and in the blink of an eye, it reached a position nearly 5 kilometers high in the sky. His body is huge, and when he flies, the sun is blocked, and the place where the sun is blocked is like night. This guy seems to be flying in the direction of the United States. What a good thing, if I can control this spacecraft, and then master the wormhole technology from the Triangle of Death, after devouring a large number of alien creatures, my strength, it will evolve at an even more incredible speed. Chi. Seeing this scene, Yi Bei didn't have much fear. His eyes widened, and his eyes were more excited. Maybe the animal civilization is very strong. Perhaps its technology has developed to a certain extent. But for Yi Bei, this is not critical at all. As long as Yi Bei continues to evolve, no weapon will be useful to him. System upgrading, 60%. The numbers are still beating, compared to Yi Bei's excitement. At this moment, on a global scale, it is completely another scene. Whizzing. The Aolong battleship is flying at a high altitude, using anti-gravity technology. When it moves forward, apart from the whistling wind, there is no sound of engine running at all. In the highest office, all the beast gods will listen to me. After 50,000 years, we are returning to our former hometown. This is the birthplace of our civilization and the filthy human civilization. In that era, was our slave and pets. They occupy endless resources, but they don't know how to use them. They are defeated by some snake civilization. Today we come back again. In addition to occupying this planet, we should let those humans return to their slave status. Now, I announce that the Aolong has officially set sail. The beast god, who had been frozen for 50,000 years, decisively issued orders. Who? Retake our slaves. I guess they will all tremble when they witness our civilization and our technology. I really look forward to them crawling on the ground, shouting that the beast civilization will last forever. There are countless fresh and tender foods. In the battleship Aolong, a group of beast gods cheered. And when the voice fell, Chi. In the next second, more than 100 silver-white rays of light were emitted from the Aolong. The waves that had hit the inland of the country over the 2,000 meters on the ocean suddenly calmed down. America, here at the White House. Originally, President Golden Retriever and a group of high-ranking officials were terrified to the extreme due to the upcoming tsunami, and when they saw the moment that calmed down again, they all froze on the spot and couldn't recover for a long time. Any attack. What kind of means can this level of tsunami be quelled? Humans are dumbfounded. As for the snake civilization, it's a completely different situation. Yip Group building. Your Excellency Caesar, the speed of that battleship is too fast. We may not be able to surround it. A mutant monkey. On the battleship just now, only less than 100 weapon ports emitted white light. And according to the data we have now, the battleship has at least more than 20,000 launch ports. Caesar, if the battleship all launch ports if we attack together, there is a 99% chance of destroying the entire planet instantly. This is a real cosmic weapon. We must rethink our countermeasures. If we rush over, it will only increase our casualties. Other mutant monkeys added. When speaking, his expression was extremely serious, and his eyes were a bit of fear. Since Yibei appeared and brought them out of the experimental island, during this period of time, they have basically swept all the way on the Earth without encountering any obstacles. As a result, when there was such a powerful weapon beyond imagination, they suddenly panicked. Be quiet, everyone. This battleship caused such a huge wave and then calmed him down. Obviously, we can see that they are very concerned about the resources on the Earth. We only need to make sure of this, and we have enough time to deal with them. No matter how strong they are, when the king returns and grants us the ability, the ultimate victory must be on our side. At this moment, Caesar was surprisingly calm and gave such an analysis. It can only be this way. Blood Moon nodded. The latest live video sent back also shocked him. The huge metal battleship with a diameter of more than 20,000 meters is covered with weapons. This kind of thing is many times stronger than the anti-gravity aircraft carriers that Tony and the others have researched. Now I am afraid that they will take the initiative to attack us. Someone said. The voice fell. The whole hall suddenly fell silent. It's not because this human is right, but when he said this, in the surveillance video, the beast civilization warship that had soared into the sky had undergone extremely strange changes. Chi. I saw a masterpiece of silver-white light around this battleship. In front of it, a huge black hole appeared in that instant, and then in the next instant, the huge battleship with a diameter of more than 20,000 meters disappeared out of thin air in front of all the satellite monitors. What is he doing? Damn, is he building a small wormhole? He does not rely on normal flight to move, but to jump in space. The most important thing is to know where he is going next. Caesar and a group of mutant monkeys all yelled at this moment. And in the 51st District of the United States, Morpheus, Neo, and Trinino were all stunned when they saw this scene. Space jump. Yes, the giant battleship just now must be space jump. The beast god civilization has completed the space technology. It seems that the snake civilization and human civilization will be completely finished. Morpheus expressed his opinion very directly. The power of space technology, part of the information stored in his mind, every time he thinks of it, it is an unprecedented fear. The United States, the White House. What about the battleship? Quiet disappeared. Golden Retriever and a group of high-level people watched this scene blankly. From the current point of view, the once proud Migwa technology is just like a kindergarten toy. I once mocked the fiction of science fiction movies, ignoring physics and talking nonsense, but all those fantasies became real. Russia. How did it happen? What kind of technology is this? The emperor's eyes widened and his voice was incredible. Although the snake civilization has controlled the world, the humans on the Russian side are still under the control of the emperor, so he knew what happened in the Death Triangle for the first time. China. The incredible method seems to be stronger than the snake civilization. The head of China's state murmured to himself. Just when humans all over the world and mutant beasts were shocked, the oolong that just disappeared in the air, the next moment, appeared directly over Washington in the United States. The huge body blocks all the sunlight. As a result, the entire Washington was plunged into darkness. At this moment, countless humans all gushed on the ruins of the street, raising their heads and looking up at the sky. Gosh, what kind of monster is this? Selling karma. This is too big. In recent times, the ghost knows what we have experienced. These humans kept crying. And on the oolong, dozens of giant beasts and gods gathered together. In the middle of the hall, standing is the monster with the lion head and snake body. The city is in ruins, and human civilization seems to have been hit hard. Everyone, the news of our return, all the creatures here should already be known. If this is the case, then invade those antique-level satellites first and treat them well. Talk. It was the voice of the beast civilization. The voice was very low, and it was born with a very strange magnetism. Your Excellency Snake and Lion, don't we launch an attack on this place first? Let them know our strength? Beside, other beast gods spoke. No need. The crushing of science and technology is enough to explain everything. Before I calm down the thousands of meters high waves, as long as they have a command, they should know what to do. We just hover over them like this. Wait for them to surrender. Just worship. Snake lion is a kind of beast civilization. It is also the name of the beast god. Yes, we get it. At most 1 minute, we will control the communications of the entire planet. Fortunately, our ancestors left a lot of scientific and technological information here. The civilization here was established on our foundation, and it is very easy to crack. ZZZ. In fact, there is no minute. When the battleship Oolong hovered over Washington, less than 20 seconds passed, and all the electronic equipment around the world appeared as a snowflake, with a sizzling sound inside. Snow appeared in less than 10 seconds. The look of a snake and lion clearly appeared on the screen. Every one of human civilization and snake civilization, as a new civilization born on Earth, undoubtedly. It is very great for you to grow to this point, and it is worthy of admiration. In the video, the snake and lion Pei talked about it. Because of the technical processing of the beast civilization, the voice when he spoke was immediately transformed into a language that all humans could understand. What kind of monster is this? Lion head, snake body. It looks so disgusting. It's completely different from the mutant beasts before. These really look like monsters. Countless humans exclaimed constantly after seeing the snake and lion. And the mutant beasts that are developing wildly. When they see the snake and lion, they are also shocked. After all, they had never seen such a strange creature before on Earth. On the screen, the snake and lion's speech continued. But unfortunately, here I want to announce the fact that other civilizations have appeared on the Earth once, and they are the masters here. For some reason, that civilization has left, but it doesn't matter. Now they are back again, with endless resources, endless wealth, and technology beyond imagination, and even the mysterious and unknown information in the universe. Although the sound has been specially processed, it seems to be able to directly hit the souls of creatures when it rang through electronic devices, causing countless humans and mutant beasts in front of the electronic devices to unconsciously agree with the words of the snake and lion. Even excited. The Earth gave birth to our civilizations, and we shouldn't have unnecessary internal friction due to differences in races, so when a huge wave is set off, we take the initiative to calm it. From this point, it is enough to show the goodwill of our civilization. So, this time we have appeared, just wanting to share resources with the civilizations on Earth, and we will work together to advance. At this point in the speech, many human beings really believe this nonsense. Among them, the most madman is the fanatical humans in Egypt. Sphinx face, snake body, lion head. These are all miracles. They must be manifested by our ancestors. The pyramids are undoubtedly all built by this civilization. Only in this way can they be explained. Pharaohs, you can rest in peace. The former master is back. We are willing to follow and share all the resources on the earth. Ask the animal civilization to come to our Egypt. This is your hometown. Here are your most loyal believers. Those humans in Egypt have the loudest voice. Countless people even knelt down on the spot looking at their mobile phones, computers, and televisions, tears in their eyes. When the mutant field invaded, they desperately resisted. The two gaps can be imagined. However, when countless believers in Egypt paid their respects, a group of people were completely confused. Lost people. Since the rise of the snake civilization and the powerful control of the world, the lost people have always felt that Yi Bei is the beast god, and those mutant beasts are the beast god. But now, the appearance of the snake and lion made them directly confused. Especially the old patriarch. When he stared at the computer, those eyes almost came out. Dee stood beside him, his body trembling slightly. At the same time, there are many lost clansmen around, and their expressions are extremely unnatural. Patriarch, what should I do now? Someone couldn't help but speak. The sound fell, and the atmosphere in the room instantly solidified. Everyone looked at each other a few times, and all the muscles on their faces were tight. However, at the last moment, after the old patriarch took a deep breath, he slowly began to speak. King, gave us the potion of evolution. Let us leave the lost island, and found the true meaning of survival. When the lost clan chief said this, he slowly sat on the sofa. The ethnic people next to them are very quiet, and their faces are solemn. From the very beginning, the king in our hearts represented the civilization of the beast gods. Although these monsters appearing now are very similar to the statues on our lost island, they are not important anymore. Our allegiance is the king we believe in. The king is also the king. Everything we have now is bestowed by the king. Therefore, I decided to continue to do things for the snake civilization. When he said this, the Lost Clan chief's eyes became more firm. Call. When the people here heard this, almost all of them were relieved. I support the patriarch. I agree, it was the king who gave us everything. Yes, there is only one king in our faith. It used to be, and it is now. I almost thought the patriarch was going to betray the king, and then surrendered those monsters, scaring me to death. In fact, I also think it is better to follow the king. The atmosphere in the hall all eased at this moment. These lost people inhaled one after another, and their expressions became extremely relaxed. Compared with the determination of the lost people, some other human forces are much more disgusting. What? Has it been determined that the warship is a higher-level civilization? Have you mastered the space-jumping technology? Yes, Your Excellency President. Very good. Contact them immediately and say that we are willing to surrender. But we must let them help us deal with those snakes. The sooner we submit to the strong, the more helpful it will be to the development of our country. The presidents of the 3 countries declared their surrender in the first place, and also publicly published a message across the country. Before we were threatened by a group of monsters claiming to be the snake civilization, and thus made the wrong decision. On the edge of life and death, we chose to sell our dignity in exchange for survival. But now it is different. The former masters of the earth return. They are full of friendly, kind, and willing to enjoy the resources on the earth at the same time as us humans. They are kind, and even take the initiative to accelerate the development of our human science and technology. Surrendering them is the most correct choice. When the President of India made such a news, a large number of special envoys were dispatched immediately in an attempt to get in touch with the beast civilization. And this news instantly caused a global sensation. If one takes the lead, there will naturally be a second. Immediately after, such voices began to appear on the internet. Our stick country is also willing to surrender and will not let go of any chance to destroy the snake civilization. Yes, the serpent civilization is cruel and destroys the country at every turn. The land of South Korea has been destroyed and countless people have died. This is an indelible hatred. As long as I stay with Jean Shirgue, I will definitely find a way to kill those monsters. Forbearance, just for a stronger outbreak. For revenge. The greatness of our Korea will last forever. Because people were abroad when the explosion occurred, many people in Bangzi country did not die. At this moment, they have declared on major websites, and many people even used various means to rush to Washington as soon as possible. But what surprised the snake civilization and the major countries most was that after the remnants of the Bangzi country announced their surrender, another country stepped forward. And this country is surprisingly the one that used nuclear bombs to destroy the stick country. North Korea. Jean Sampang looked sad and indignant in front of the country and the world. South Korea is a branch of our North Korea. We have the same ancestors. Our blood is always linked together, threatened by the snake civilization. We reluctantly attacked South Korea. Regarding that incident, here I express my deepest condolences. Even the original weapons were not launched by us, but by the hateful hackers. This, I believe that the United States, China, Britain, France, and Russia can also prove it. Now, I solemnly declare that we recognize the civilization of the animal gods with the power we have on the earth. We are in favor of sharing resources with them and developing together. At the same time, I am here to call on all the surviving Koreans to come back. South Korea is not perished, and North Korea welcomes you. When this speech was finished, all the big countries in the world were in a state of daze. Too shameless, right? This is fine too. It's so awesome. At first, Huaxia Kingdom helped them, and then they took a bite back. Now this scene is so similar. It is clear that they fired nuclear bombs at Stick Nation to please the snake civilization. On the shamelessness, I will serve the Bangzi country and this country. On the internet, many human netizens sigh. And on the Oulong, The snake and lion sat proudly. Your Excellency, the human civilization on the earth. Many forces have begun to surrender. What shall we do next? A beast asked respectfully. They themselves are our slaves. All those who surrender are locked up, and then broadcast the history of 50,000 years ago for them to watch. Let them recognize their identity, and then put them back. Snake and lion's eyes are extremely indifferent. In his eyes, humans are no different from ants. This method is good. The beast beside him flattered. Snake lion, it's just brainwashing. You don't have to be polite to deal with such inferior creatures. Then I will do it at once. But, you're lion and lion. There are some humans who are unwilling to surrender. What shall we do? The beast said quickly. Those who don't want to surrender, wait a while. 3 days later, all will be wiped out. A killing intent flashed across the eyes of the snake and lion. Okay. The beast next to him hesitated for a while, thought about it, and continued. Your lion and lion, there is one more thing I must report to you. When we scanned the earth in a comprehensive way, we found that the whole earth may still exist. Another civilization. There are 2 plants that are suspected of being a cosmic tree, which seem to be multiplying on the earth, and their roots have covered the entire earth 2 kilometers deep. Okay. The snake and lion, who had always been extremely calm, after hearing this, his eyes suddenly glared, and there was endless fear in his eyes. Cosmic tree? Are you sure? The voice is a bit sharp. In my mind, I suddenly remembered the terrifying scene I had seen. A superstar that is more than 10 times larger than the Earth. As a result, a pitch-black cosmic tree seed less than the size of a human thumb fell. In less than a minute, that seed completely took root and germinated, and within a year at most, the entire planet would explode, and countless seeds exploded. At that time, it fell on another planet again. Cosmic tree. This is the nemesis of all planets. It is also the nightmare of countless lives. Death forest. Yi Bei was entangled in the tree cocoon, and the field of spiritual power was always in a state of release. Bang Ziguo surrendered. India surrenders. The Egyptians surrendered. Even North Korea surrendered. All of this was under his observation, and it also made him murderous. But there are some situations that still make him very gratified. When facing the cold threat of the beast god civilization, none of the mutant beasts chose to surrender. The civilization of the beast gods. It used to be on the earth, but left a lot of your information. But until now, the technology of the civilization of the beasts has not been completely cracked. Since you are on the earth, just wait for me. At that time, all of you will be the most delicious food after my evolution is completed. The voice was cold. The progress bar of the system upgrade continues. 89%. 5 more countries surrendered to the beast civilization. 91%. The number of humans who surrendered to the civilization of beast gods exceeded 1 billion. But at this time, something very strange happened. Whenever a country that surrendered, when leading the beast gods to negotiate, all the citizens inside disappeared out of thin air, as if they had never appeared before. 95%. The system upgrade has reached the final moment. Mankind knew that the intentions of the beast civilization were bad, but faced with this irresistible force and the friendly declaration at the beginning, more and more surrendered. The weak eat the strong. The strong is respected. To say that it sounds good is to be witty, and to say that it is bad is to say nothing about it. 96%. In the death forest, Yi Bei's eyes slowly turned red. When the vast majority of mankind surrendered, the beast god civilization controlled the Oolong and began to threaten the snake civilization. However, on the other side of the East China Sea, Golden Lion did not compromise at all. Now China and Russia have not surrendered, and the civilization of the beast gods will no longer wait. Everyone, we must fight back. Even if we fail, let them see our strength. Roar. The Golden Lion growled. Tony frowned, but did not object. He just stated the facts very calmly. We currently have 18 aircraft carriers, all of which are collected from the United States, China, and Russia. Because the time is too short, we prepared the battleship is just a model. If we really want to go to war, our best way is to use the encirclement technique, but the enemy obviously has the space jump technique. If they escape, we have nothing to do. They are the civilization of beast gods, a super powerful civilization. They think they have powerful weapons. Tony, you think too much. From another perspective, suppose we are fighting a group of weak humans. Although we can easily escape, but when faced with human encirclement, will we really run away? At least we will choose to head on first, unless it is a real threat of death. Chi. Wang Wen uttered a letter. The size of the beast is only dozens of them, and his Wang Wen's body length has evolved to more than 700 meters, and the beast gods are in front of him, like playthings. If it weren't for the terrible battleship, Wang Wen would have killed them long ago and swallowed all the beast gods. 97%. Buzzing. In the death forest, in the cocoon, Yi Bei could not move his body, but the spiritual power that was about to condense into the substance made the entire tree cocoon buzzing. At this moment, the snake civilization has officially begun to carry out the civilization of the beast god. Counterattack. In this regard, Yi Bei did not stop. During the period of evolution in the death forest, Yi Bei also wanted to see how far the snake civilization had developed. Oolong. Your lord, snake, and lion. Most of the human beings have all been absorbed into the space we created, and they are instilling historical thoughts. But so far, there has been no surrender in the snake civilization. On the contrary, we are still testing. There have been a lot of energy changes. If it is correct, the snake civilization is ready to attack us. As for the solution of the universe tree, we are planning. A beast said respectfully, with contempt in his eyes. In his opinion, the attack of the snake civilization was simply hitting the stone with an egg, naive, and the final result would only be completely destroyed. Then wait for them to attack here. As long as they come, they will kill them all. If the universe tree, if it can't be solved, wait for our army to come and take away all the water sources here, and then directly invest this planet. The black hole will be annihilated. The voice of the snake and lion was calm, without the slightest ripple. In his opinion, killing some humans or some snake civilization is no different from humans trampling ants to death, but when talking about the cosmic tree, the fear in his eyes remains the same. Yes, Lord Snake and Lion. The talking beast god, with his eyes surging to kill, came to the earth. He had long wanted to start killing wildly. Next, it will be a golden opportunity. And on the Oolong, in a hall, countless beasts and gods gathered, and when the words of the snake and lion came here, they cheered frantically. Finally is about to go to war. Hurrah! I just said don't wait. It's been several hours. The earth itself is ours. Now it's normal to get back everything that belongs to us. Let those humans and snake civilization enjoy the real fear. I have seen the appearance of those lower creatures crawling on the ground, shaking and begging for mercy. Oolong is invincible. The cheers became more intense. Whizzing. On the other side, East China Sea City of China. 18 aircraft carriers were propelled by anti-gravity engines, soaring into the air, and then quickly rushed towards Washington in the U.S. Compared to the cheers of the beast gods. On the Reagan aircraft carrier, the Golden Lion, Wang Wen, Blood Moon, Caesar, etc. are all another scene. The king is not there now, but we absolutely cannot retreat. The Golden Lion roared in a cold voice. Yes, even if you die, you must continue to fight, but the possibility of death is too small. As long as I can swallow a beast and evolve, I have the confidence to kill them all within 1 minute. Wang Wen uttered a letter. Take down their warships and get their technology. If we have a chance to win, we must capture some beast gods. Tony clenched his fist. This guy, since being influenced by Yi Bei's spiritual power, has become more and more obsessed with science. In this situation, he is still thinking about technology. I hope those guys will not be scared away by us. The Blood Moon is waving scarlet wings. Although their voices are very optimistic, the atmosphere on the aircraft carrier Reagan is very deep when they say these words. 99%. When the army of snake civilization reached the edge of the United States, in the death forest, the system upgrade has reached 99 and amp. Only the last point, the upgrade will be completed. The United States, the 51st District. It's going to fight, Governor Morpheus. Is the snake civilization really going to end? Neo's voice trembled and couldn't help asking. At least in terms of weapons, the snake civilization does not have any advantages, and the beast civilization has mastered space technology, which does not match the information they have left. Either they have made a lot of progress over the years, or in the beginning they deliberately left these incomplete technologies. Morpheus murmured. But the mayor? Neo wanted to ask. The monsters of the snake civilization are obviously more powerful. If a single creature fights, the snake civilization will undoubtedly win. Besides, I know what you want to say. The snake civilization can emit death light. Don't forget, the battleship is full of launchers, and offense is the best defense. If it really fights, the snake civilization will surely perish, but the animal civilization will not be much better. Maybe even that battleship will be destroyed. When he said this, a gleam of light appeared in Morpheus's eyes. Trinina, who had been silent next to her, trembled slightly and quickly said, "Sir, does this mean that we have a chance?" Over the years, we have studied the civilization of the beast gods a lot. Their bodies, they are not powerful. Ordinary death lights can completely kill them. As long as we capture the warship mutilation and obtain complete technology from it, we will surely rise. Yes. After a while, Morpheus answered in a low voice. The voice was very calm, but there was a faint excitement inside. Beast civilization, exile space. This is a separate space, which was accidentally caught when the Aolong battleship shuttled through the universe. The space is pale and a mouthful, seemingly endless. But you can construct anything you want in this space. The humans who surrendered gathered here for billions, but they were not crowded at all. The most frightening thing was that when these humans gathered, countless screens suddenly appeared in the blank space. Every screen is clearly presented in front of every human being. What an incredible place. As a member of the surrendering army, Jean Sampang entered here. When he saw the screen in front of him, he stretched out his hand curiously, but found that the palm of his hand directly penetrated the past, and the screen was constantly turbulent. A blank space, and a screen appears in front of everyone. This kind of technology is really scary. Some people marveled. Unbelievable. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would never believe that such a place exists. Someone's eyes widened and exclaimed constantly. On this screen, it seems that something is about to start. Be quiet, everyone. Someone whispered. It's strange to say that when the beast gods threw billions of humans into the exile space, this group of humans did not feel the slightest anxiety, but was curious about everything around them. With so many people gathered together, the order is surprisingly harmonious. Just when their curiosity reached its peak, on the screen in front of me, the video finally started to play. The civilization of the beast gods has experienced tens of thousands of years of development and has established the strongest civilization on Earth. We have faced countless disasters, but all have been resolved one by one, saving the Earth from disasters and saving countless lives. Civilization, elegance, coexistence. This is our civilization's principles of dealing with things, and it is also our attitude towards any creature. When the video is playing here, the style and sound inside have suddenly changed. This made many people in the exile space whose IQs were above the average line tightened, realizing that something was going to happen. Sure enough, in the video, a beast appeared, sitting on an iron chair, full of arrogance. And under his feet, there are countless human beings crawling. Those humans have godless eyes and numbness, like walking corpses, worshipping the beast god. At the same time, the video also reminded of the very bewitching dubbing. Once, we found a group of helpers in the humble species and gave them a certain amount of wisdom to live together peacefully, just like any dog or cat is in harmony. Even when we left the Earth, we gave them this vast expanse of land, and now we are back. They are also very witty and return to us. Enjoy the glory of being protected by our civilization. Wow. When the video is played here, many humans in the exile space finally can't help it. What's the joke? Compare us humans with dogs and cats. They don't want to help us at all. They just want to use us. Damn, the civilization of the beast gods is not a good thing. Brainwashing, it must be brainwashing. Those who say these things are basically those with a relatively high IQ. Because there are also a group of people who were really brainwashed after watching this video. Plop, plop, plop. Those people knelt on the ground, extremely religious. Great civilization of beast gods. They have given us the chance to survive, and we will repay with our lives. I am willing to become a slave to the civilization of the beast gods and live forever. Some of these voices are extremely brain dead, and the human beings who kneeled down and said these words didn't notice it at all. Their eyes were full of enthusiasm and excitement, as if they had really found a master they could rely on. At this moment, the billions of humans in the entire exile space all have various expressions. On the other side, United States, directly above Washington. Snake Lion, the warships of the snake civilization have arrived. Will they directly destroy them, or? A beast god's eyes were cold, and when he spoke, his murderous aura was boiling. How is their technological level analysis? The snake and lion spoke high above. The cosmic civilization is divided into 18 levels, with 1 being the lowest and 18 being the highest. Our beast civilization is at the 6th level, and the so-called snake civilization is at the 3rd level. Their technology is totally ineffective for us. Do any harm. In addition, their physical fitness is unexpectedly strong, just like the dinosaurs that have briefly appeared on Earth. Very well, let's walk these guys first. The snake lion spoke. Who? In the next second, a swish of silver light shot out from Oolong. This blow heralded the official start of the battle. At the same moment, 100%. In the Death Forest, the number in Yi Bei's mind finally jumped to 100%. Laugh. In the cocoon, Yi Bei's eyes glared suddenly, and there was a scarlet in his sight.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.